Hello SLAPAFISH community, and welcome back to another Tanks Constant video. So in this video, I'm going to be driving the TR-125, a Era 2 Romanian tank. Now this is the top of the Czech/Romanian line in Cold War. It only goes up to Era 2, which really does suck. I'm really hoping they'll add some Era 3 tanks to this line, because this line has really been great. Now, let's talk about the Era 2 tanks. The TR-580 has been great. It didn't really have the best of armor, but it was a step. It really did feel like a medium/heavy tank with really good mobility. The TR-85 got more armor, and it kind of lost some of its speed, but really did maintain that speed, but also kept the same gun. And it's still classified as a medium tank, but it could go head-to-head with up in the front lines. Now, we move on to the first heavy tank in the line, which is the TR-125, which gets a bigger gun. It loses some of its speed, but gains massive amounts of armor. Also, the tank is bigger too. Also, this encounter with this WZ-122 is the funniest of the crap. Funniest thing that you'll see. Now, the WZ-122 has put a missile into the side of the mountain. Now, it just did it again. Now, this WZ-122 is not going to have the best of lucks right here. He's already put 2 ATGMs in the side of a hill. Really sucks in the WZ-122. It's one of the downsides of that tank. He's just getting pinned and pinned and pinned and pinned. So he's going to fire a main gun shell, and I knew he was going to fire ATGM right here. And now here's the impressive part of the armor. Absorb the ATGM hit like it was nothing. And there goes the WZ-122, one of the most powerful premium tanks of Era 2. Couldn't even scratch me. I mean, he did put 2 ATGMs in the side of the hill, but one of them did hit my armor and just absolutely absorbed. It didn't do anything. Also, this is the tank, or was the TR-85, that I figured out that ATGMs do count for block damage, which is quite interesting. Which I found out interesting. So let's talk about how I actually have this tank loaded now. I have the advanced loader, the advanced powertrain, and the advanced armor to reduce the amount of damage incoming. I also, for my 9 skills, I have born leader, rapid loading, steadying, supply conservation, armor angling, deadeye, sixth sense, controlled impact for a little bit of fun, and clutch braking, because I couldn't figure out the 9th skill to put on this tank. So yeah, that was a leopard. He's done. He could only pin me when he got to my side, and he's pretty much dead. I've pretty much done nearly 5,000 damage, 2,240 blocked, and I've maintained majority of my hit points from going 1v2, a 1v1 against the WZ-122, and pretty much a 1v1 to the leopard. So let's talk about the armor. The armor is insanely good. It's better than TR-85's armor. It still maintains the 200 millimeters of 200 millimeter plate, but the armor, that plate is now even more angled. It was angled on the TR-580, then it got even more angled on the TR-85, then it got really angled on the TR-125. Still the same 200 millimeter plate, but the angles make it amazing on this tank. Also, turret armor is 400 millimeters on its gun mantlet and around its gun mantlet. On the outskirts of, on the cheek armor of this tank, it's 295 millimeters armor. Also, the turret's round, so it's good. You also have 2,950 hit points. So that's great. What else still on the mission? Also, I am fully upgraded, except the radios, because, and forget the radios. Now, here's a T-55 Enigma. Also, remember I have a controlled impact, and this tank's quite decently heavy, and he's not really... Ramming's kind of fun in this tank because of that. Because of the actually good mobility. Remember, this is a heavy tank. That goes 60.3 forward and 18 reverse. The reverse speed sucks, but the power to weight ratio is 18.75. And the damage is 550. And I also want to talk about the smash right here. So, I was pretty much getting a 1v3 right here. I popped smoke so I can go hide in my smoke, because the BMP2 keeps flanking me and I'm running out of hit points. The armor is really great in the front of this tank, but when people start getting to your side, that's when it kind of starts failing a little bit. But luckily, I am on 10 hit points and using my smoke to my advantage. And the TR-125 tracks me, and the TR-125 gets knocked out, and the BMP2 takes me down from the 10 hit points I was on. Now, the 1v3 I had right there, it took 3 of them to take me down. And now this T-55 Enigma is just going to stay on this cap circle. It's going to cap out. Couldn't help me or anything like that. But yeah, if I was managed to get my gun on target to the BMP2, I could have killed him, because high enough alpha to do that. Either way, I did nearly 10,000 damage, 6,325 block. Best in game in block damage. You'll see that a lot in this thing. Anyway, that's it for this video. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Also remember to SLAPAFISH, because watching that. Peace out. See ya.